just know about the project as well.
Okay.
So, you know.
Start streaming. Okay. Good morning. Today is July the 11th, and today we are going to talk about the project that you are supposed to do and present, which is the ratio analysis project. Of course, you have to get the financial statements after you pick a company of your choosing. Choose a company that you would like to talk about. Print the financial statements. Please take a look at the presentation template that we did yesterday, which was July 10th. Towards the end of the presentation, you will see the template in PowerPoint presentation. I'm also working on one right now. I'm going to email it to everyone so you can do it. The ones who are not in class today, they need to look at that template and do one like that. Before we go into chapter 16, I just want to go over the presentation rubric. How are you going to be evaluated when you do your presentation? And I have a copy that I am looking at, and I think I'm going to email it to the ones who are not in class, who do not come to class. I will email it to them. This is how you will be evaluated when you do your presentation. Number one, introduction. The introduction, it has 10 points in it. It's worth 10 points, and that has to do with how you laid out your problem. Did you establish a framework for the rest of the presentation? So how are you going to do your presentation? Put the guidelines of your presentation, okay? And that's worth 10 points. And then the presentation itself, it has 20 points. It includes how you maintain good eye contact with your classmates. It talks about your speaking, your voice. Did you have an audible voice? Were you clear in your speech? How is the delivery of your presentation? Is it controlled? Is it smooth? Or you are panicking? Or like what I do when I do my presentation, usually I panic, I start shaking. You don't need to do that. Just be confident. And then also the presentation includes the language skills and the pronunciations. Did you have was your pronunciations of words and your speech was okay? And then the length of your presentation, it has to be, within frame. Like for example, if we say you have 10 points, 10 minutes to do your presentation, did you do your presentation within that framework of the 10 minutes? Yeah. Or did your delivery take most of the time? So you got to be careful. And then the content, that's the most important one. On the content, it has 40 points. The technical terms are where the terms that you use, where they will define in a language that everyone that can understand. Did your presentation contain accurate information? Remember those formulas and those things, were they correct? Were their numbers correct?
The equity
ratio.
Yeah.
The material that you presented, is it relevant to the topic? Did you cite your citation or those numbers, were they appropriately taken out of those financial statements? Appropriate amount of material is prepared and points made will reflect their relative importance. Okay. And then the audience participation, that's very, very important. Students tend to has 20 points. So once you done your presentation, then the audience is very important.
Ask the
Yeah,
question.
did you? Yeah. Did they ask a question? Did you answer those questions? Were the audience engaged? So you got to engage, in order to get your 20 points, you got to engage your classmates, yeah. And then questions and answers. And some of them think that they are doing you a favor by not asking questions. That is not a good thing, yeah. They have to ask questions. And also the conclusion. The conclusion has 10 points. There is an obvious conclusion summarizing the presentation. Did your conclusion summarize the overall? We might want to say, oh, this company is really as I expected, or because liquidity is such and such, profitability is such and such, the long-term solvency is such and such, and all of that, yeah. So you got to summarize your presentation within maybe half a minute or a minute.
Okay.
Okay, this is the rubric.
Yes, sir.
Did you get your financial statements?
Pull it up.
Here's a couple for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because the printer in the library. Yeah, the printer in the library didn't have no paper.
See, guys, let me just don't depend on the what matters is usually in real life when you come to class. Do you have it or not? That's what counts. Okay, don't rely on this library or that library. One way or the other, bring your. Look at Brother Bailey. Did you go to the library?
No, I got a printer at home.
See, one way or the other, take care of your job, your assignments, and be responsible. Okay? So don't rely on this library or that library or this print. One way or the other, come to class with your. Okay, take that for, and not just in this class, for real life. If you are you planning on doing your graduate studies?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and in graduate studies, they don't going to tell you, oh, the library didn't have this or didn't have that. If you have it, you're good. If you don't have it, you're out. And other schools, when you send them your assignments, you have to send it through what they call it, something that you check. Once you transmit it to them, to the instructor, it's checked for plagiarism. It's checked for everything. So if you plagiarized or you did something, it will show immediately. So some schools adopt that kind of software. When the students email them the assignments, then when they are transmitted through, there is a check there to see if plagiarism happened. Yeah, and oh boy, if you some schools are really adamant about plagiarism, are really adamant about that. Some schools, they may immediately initiate, if you go to a regular class, they may initiate the procedures for your either dismissal or some kind of punishment for you. Yes.
Suspension.
Or suspension, yes.
That's not my first school.
Some schools do that, I'm saying, yeah. So
I went to a school like that.
So be careful, be extra careful. I mean, it's very easy. All what you need to do is just cite where you get the data from. Just do proper citation, yeah.
Copy and paste, and that's.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do. Copy and paste. That's the worst thing you can do.
I don't ever do that. That's dope
Yeah.
too much.
Okay, so let's go back to our chapter 16, financial statement analysis. And as we go along, you're going to write down your ratios for your project. And you're going to take the figures outright directly from your statements, all right? Okay, once we come to that. So let me go to, good morning guys. Oh, some people show up like the moon. When the moon shows up once in a while, and some people like that, they show up once in a while. This is the rubric that we're going to use for your presentation. If you, let me just repeat again to those slackers. I'm just joking, guys. Okay. I will give you a template. Okay, I have three, four more slides, and I'll give you a template for your presentation. It's a PowerPoint, but I had also a template yesterday. If you look at the presentation from yesterday, especially toward the end of it, you will see a template there for your presentation. But for the time being, I need you to pick a company that you're going to get your analysis for. Let me get that sheet, and I'll have you write your name on it and pick a company. Okay. Please do write your name and pick a company other than these that you're going to do a financial statement analysis for. And we're going to be presentation. We're going to take about 10 minutes each to do your presentation. Yeah. It's easy. It's not that bad. You know, it's really easy. You're going to do like what we're going to do in a minute. Yeah. Okay. But for the time being, please pick up a company. Let me see if I have some syllabi for you. Let me give you everything I have that I already gave. This is chapter 13 assignment. We didn't give you that before. Chapter 13 assignments.
That could be any company.
Huh?
Any company.
Yeah, any company that has stocks, that have shares of stock on the public exchange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that you can go online and look at their stock data. Let me see what else I have for you. I thought I have some syllabi also. I probably have them in my office. So after the class, you can come by and it's on JIX already. I don't have them with me, additional ones. Yeah. But if you come to the office after the class, I'll give you copies, okay? And I also gave them chapter 14 assignments. I'll also print that for you. Okay, so you don't have to go online and so do it, and then you go online and submit it, yeah. And just give me your answers and I will give you the grade for it, yeah. Okay, so let's go to chapter financial statement analysis. You see what they have? They picked the financial statement of their companies. They picked the balance sheet and the income statement. That's what you need, the balance sheet and the income statement for your company, okay? The one that you pick. Once you do that, we're going to do the analysis. There are two or several types of analysis. There is a horizontal analysis, there is vertical analysis, there's a trend analysis, and there is ratio analysis. The project is ratio analysis, okay? The project is ratio analysis. So the horizontal analysis is a just symbol. When you do horizontal means what? Horizontally.
Right, yeah.
So you look at the figures, okay? Here, for example, the you have the income statement for World Wrestling Entertainment. That's Reverend Dario chose that one. So look at the net revenues. He has it 2015, 2016, 2017. So you can compare that revenue horizontally. Okay, and say what is the difference between what percentage increase or decrease from 2015 to 2016. Okay, from 2016 to 2017. So if let's say, for example, let me go back to Word and show you what I'm talking. Okay, so if you say horizontal analysis,
replace that E with a O. You see the E?
huh?
Yeah.
Okay, horizontal analysis. That means, so if you take, for example, 2010, 2011, 2013, okay, and you pick maybe sales. Okay, you pick sales for a specific company. Why is it not doing that? Sales. All right. So let's say 2010 sales were $10. 2015, it's not cooperating me. 2011 was $12, and 2013 it was $15. All right. So what percentage change between 2010 to 2011? So we had 2, correct? An increase of 2. So what percentage is that? You're going to say 2 over 10. The new year minus the previous year divided by the previous year. So 2 over 10 is probably 20%. So the increase, so this is a horizontal analysis, all right? And in the vertical, you have vertical analysis, which you do your analysis vertically. Okay, you do your analysis vertically. So you look, for example, for this company, the net sales are 800,000. Their cost of sales is 458,000. Okay, so what percentage is the cost of goods sold in relation to sales? Or what percentage is the revenue out of the income, the net income, like that? So you compare the figures vertically. Okay, what you pick net income, for example, as your index figure, and then you compare everything on the list with net income. Or you pick your sales and compare everything else with sales vertically. Okay, horizontally is you pick from year to year to year, or period to period to period. Yeah. All right, and then you have a trend analysis. Trend is very similar to horizontal analysis. You pick a year and you call it your base year. Okay, you pick a year. Like you might want to, if you may pick 2011 as the base year, or 2010 as the base year, and then you compare every year with that base year. Okay, that's trend analysis. I was able to get you that. I got that this morning. Okay. And this is the rubric that you will be evaluated using when you do your presentation. All right, so let me go back to our PowerPoint presentation. So, when analyzing financial decision makers must judge whether the relationship they find in the statements are favorable or unfavorable. Why do you think we even evaluate the financial statements? Why do we have to look at and do all of these kinds of analysis?
To keep up with your records, your sales and stuff?
Basically to see the performance of that business. how is it doing, and also to compare maybe for decision making,
Yeah,
you
see
know,
what you can do better.
planning and decision making, you know, with if you want to improve or you want to expand, or you got to see where you are at specific point in the time. Yeah, all right. How are you performing? Maybe for budgeting purposes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to read all of these in details. I'm going to go to some important points here and go to in order to do your analysis, okay, what did we do, Brother Bailey, yesterday when we got to, where do we get these data from?
Online.
Huh?
Like we went to the company website and then we looked at the annual reports.
Yes. So there are annual reports.
Former
See,
10K.
every public corporation, every corporation that has shares of stocks on the public exchange
They gotta have open
must
records.
send reports to the SEC. They have to send, some of them have to send annual reports. They have to do Form 10K. It's called Form 10K. Has all kinds of data. And one of them is the annual report that's included in this form. There are quarterly reports also, includes in it financial data. There are also current reports. They call 8K. You can go to Wall Street Journal. You can go to Moody's, Standard & Poor. Okay? Go to Google or especially the financial portion of it, or go to Yahoo, the financial portion. You can find all kinds of this. It's easy these days to obtain the data that you're looking for. When I first came, I've been at TC for about 20 years. You know, when I first came, I used to order those annual reports. They will send it free to you. I used to call the company and they will send. So I had a box always full of annual reports. Yeah, just for the sake of looking at it. Yeah. But these days, just go online, go to the SEC website. If you go to the Securities and Exchange website, and there you will find all kinds of information on it. Yeah. You will find all of these 10Ks and 10 quarterly reports and annual reports. Here is the, when I was talking about horizontal analysis, that you compare the years horizontally. So what you do is, like we said, you take the previous year minus the current year. The previous year is, you can call it the comparative year, with the previous year is the base year. And you divide by the base year. Like if we compare in 2010 with 2011, so you take the figures of 2011 minus the figures of 2010 divided by the figures of 2010. And if you want it in a percentage form, just multiply by 100%. Okay? So you choose a base year is the first year considered in any set of data. Once you do the analysis, you really if that's too technical when you say base year or index year, or I try the example usually show it very well. Yeah, so you will understand what it is. Trend analysis is very simple. It looks like the horizontal analysis. You pick a base year and you pick an index year. Okay, the index year is the year you are comparing. So if we take 2010 as the base year, then 2011, 2012, 13, those are index years. So you compare that year with the base year. The same thing, you're going to take the base, the index year minus the base year divided by the base year. Yeah. And then if you want to do it time 100, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Very simple analysis. Yeah. And then you have the vertical analysis. That's when you compare numbers on the same column. Okay. For example, when you say your net sales minus cost of goods sold equal gross profit on the same column. So you compare, for example, cost of goods sold in relation to sales, net income in relation to sales. Yeah. All right. All right. Financial ratio analysis. This is the one that we're going to focus on. And the one I'm not even going to go into this slide, but let's start on page 670. But in order to do that, you need the financial statements. Okay, you need the financial statements on page 665 and 666. You need the data from here and from which is this income statement? Consolidated. Yeah. So you need income statement and
Bless you.
thank you. So you need the you're going to get your figures out of here. Okay, you're going to get your figures out of this. Did you choose companies? Okay. Which one is yours? Oxy, protein, and yours Nike. Okay, I'm going to stop the presentation for a minute or two, and I'm going to go and get you these financial statements. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, so we all can be on the same page.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, bring the yours up.
I forgot to send you mine, man.
Yeah, I was like, you ain't saying this shit. I guess he want to print it out.
I was gonna bring my laptop, my shit
Yeah,
right there.
bro.
Let's email me. I'll print it out my shit.
Hey, the other day I was listening to the YouTube cause I was trying to do 13. And you know how I was on the phone?
Yeah.
Dr. Ali came, you almost cussed. He was like, they was about to mess over. I died laughing. Cause it's recorded.
They could. He printed your shit out.
Did you already give it to you, Dad?
Yeah,
Oh.
I forgot to send it to you last night.
Yeah, I was like, I looked over it, cause I know you had those over there.
He printed everybody.
The dude out the glass said, had the companies written down.
This thing do like,
I had to leave over there. I was like,
this thing do like with the end of summer. That's like 2 weeks.
we only got like 2 weeks left.
You want home, bro?
I'm good.
What's gonna do?
Not good, bro. I'm only doing a handful of class weeks from this period.
Man, I had called into work yesterday. I was so mad. And when I came over here, I was like,
Come yesterday?
yeah.
I know, it don't even feel
Yeah,
like
that was a couple days ago.
Now, yes, I was like, hey, I just said that. Like, we need you to work the second shift, 2:30 to 10. Well, I'm the only one that can do this shit.
Y'all short on people?
Yes. Like, we lost like 4 people in the last week.
How much y'all pay?
They started off at 725.
I knew it.
For the
Black. Alright, so
That's the gas station.
yeah. So you remember the time we talked about it, right? And the reason why I didn't apply because it started off at 725 or whatever. And that's cool, I ain't tripping, you know. I don't know how I got brought up, but Black was like, man, y'all tripping, y'all should go out there with mayonnaise. They start y'all at 11 something. 11 something.
Shit, Bruce's least goes out with 10.
Man, Walmart they started off with 11.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Walmart stopped you off at 11.
But the Walmart have flexible
I
schedules.
said late. Like my job got flexible schedule because shit, I underscore they work around my shit.
But you probably been up for a while though.
I only been there since like the end of February.
Shit, long enough.
Mine just working around my
They
schedule.
been doing that since I started. They knew I was in
They started you off at 7?
Nah, they ain't started me up to. They started me up at 9. I don't know why. But,
See, that's my thing, bro. I got discouraged when I seen 7 or something. I'm like, nah.
Especially when you got rent those bills to pay.
Yeah, it's $7. Shit.
At least $9.50. At
you
least.
get paid every week.
At least $9.50.
What you making now?
Pay or shit. I just got, well, I got money like a couple months ago. So my shit like 10 million right now. That's what my shit is.
Which one you at?
The one off of Truth. Right across from the Walmart. On Truth Highway.
That's what about.
So summer to the end of July 27th?
Yeah, July 27th. It's in between the.
That's right, when the step
Whataburger and
keys-
Chase Bank, the big ass.
I know exactly where you at. And then y'all need some help right there? You gonna be at work today?
Yeah.
What time y'all be here?
2:30 to 10. Yeah, I'll be there for like 8 hours.
Donnie ain't gonna.
You a cashier?
I'm the assistant manager, but I'm doing everything. I'll be at the register sometimes. I'll be around the store.
Can I get a paper going? Get a paper space?
I still do my job. I'm doing pushes for free. That's how we got. That's how we get the fire winner out of them.
You get the shit off for free.
These niggas, stupid.
I know exactly what area you at.
I be doing
That's a good little area too. That little spot right there was playing.
Where you about to go?
Yes, I hate that shit. Yeah, sometimes.
For the first job?
I mean, I be having.
I do the taste of it.
But I just don't want to get that
Yeah,
shit.
that's-
That's my only thing, bro. I know you probably can't control that shit, but I can apply.
Alright.
And I can tell them like I'm not working out. Just straight up, I'm not
Alright.
working my time.
Even when Sean was working with I
Sean who?
yes.
Oh,
Good morning.
good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Lil John.
But it's like him, I'm 775. I don't know why, but I got started off with 9. I don't know why I got started off with 9. I really don't know.
Man, bro. Just God's favor, bro. God's grace. That's all.
Oh, look.
Sometimes you gotta put the niggas with their positive.
There's some shit just roll for you, though. Can't nobody really explain it. It's just,
I ain't no question.
yeah. Because I be having shit called in my lap.
What y'all talking about?
Yeah. And he said he's telling me he don't know how he got paid. Like, he don't know why they started him off like at a higher rate than the average employee. And I was telling him, you know what I'm saying, it's really because, you know, God's grace. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
put a resume in?
Yeah.
they still could have paid him.
And you got business background.
They still could have paid him $7 though.
Huh?
They
My
still could
job,
have.
they started off like 720.
Yeah, they still could've paid him off at 7.
They started me off at 9.
Yeah, but like you said, you like God too.
Yeah, God's grace.
But you qualified to get paid more than everybody. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I be doing the books. I just look at these like the weekends when I have to come in and do the books. That's the whole time I be doing the books for 8 hours. The whole time I'm clocked in, I'm just sitting there doing in the back doing the books, counting the money, going to the bank, find money if we short in lotto, short in cash, or see who the till balance works, all that stuff. Shit, we be learning business. I go fast.
That nigga slab, boy.
Nigga. That hunch.
And he wasn't even digging in the ground. He really just like,
He really be glad. With his head down.
Boy, knock out, he got some wheels. My manager, I ain't even charged of hiring people yet. I can fire people like a motherfucker.
So you like management status?
Yeah, I'm assistant manager. Yeah, different shirts and everybody and everything, like, cause we give everybody green shirts.
you know how to do this part?
This is tough. I ain't even moved to that.
So I was trying to do it so I could send it to everybody so I could feel good about myself.
Right,
I have to derail and do something for Dr. John.
All right,
I'll
go
be
ahead.
back now.
Go ahead.
Next time.
That was how he did.
Yeah, who thought that
I don't know. I just thought
told you, I got these
I ain't really with that.
And you can be listening to this. You go back and listen, compare the entries.
I use a whole track stuff.
He said he was a beast in ping pong back in his day. He said he was a beast in ping pong. Oh, I think we went over that. That's true.
I'm good.
Alright, what chapter is it? 14?
13.
Oh, 13. Okay, I think I got it written down. Alright. That's when we gotta do like the additional PIC that we said.
Nah, this the treasury stock one.
Treasury side, okay, I got it right. This when you do this common cash, it is purchase 2,000 shares of its own $30 par value stock for $105 per share. So, treasury stock common would be, oh no, that ain't treasury stock, this of its own stock. So let's see. Common stock would be like that for. Well, how much is it? You have to multiply 2,000 by 105.
And then what about the $30 par value?
That's the par value, but like that's just like the stated value. But this how much they purchased it for per share in the current market price. You know what I'm saying? So that's how much they purchased it for. That's just how much it's worth. Like you know what I'm saying? The book value, then.
Alright,
what
man.
it's worth for. So then you just gonna put that in, like you gonna debit
The cash.
the common stock. You're gonna debit the common stock. Well, this is different. I understand you're gonna debit using debit the common stock, then you're gonna credit the cash.
Oh, like treasury. Okay, I bet. So I don't gotta do those, like you know.
No, just do journal entries.
multiply.
No, just do
none of that.
journal entries.
Alright,
Like, you know what I'm saying? They already give me information to put in like journal form.
I
That's
was
it.
just making sure. You can see this one. I had did
Oh, yeah, you already got that then. Additional PIC, okay, good. Tomorrow was my off day, bro. I was chilling out, shit. I'm about to smoke with these niggas.
Just like the other day, look, I called her on the phone, and like I was talking to her because I was listening to it on YouTube when we were trying to find out who I was gonna be in the class or whatever. So like I was like, yeah, man, they holding me, this and that. Look, not the league. He's like, yeah, I'm on the phone with Larry right now. He said they about to mess over me. Cause I was listening last night trying to do my homework or whatever, and I missed like all last week. That shit was funny as hell.
You know what I'm saying? They called me and where yesterday. I was like, dang, get on. I was like, man, oh man,
Man, I guess I'll be the day where RGIS they hiring too, easy.
Really?
you know where I could go to?
You can use it, but
You know who hired like train?
yeah,
Oh,
train,
yeah.
but it's about to be layoff season.
Y'all might get to bring where you can.
Yeah, you can probably
They
finesse
might
it like
give you
2 or 3
all.
checks.
Bro, I went up there, them niggas talking about some high school diplomas and like records and shit. And I ain't even feel like calling back home doing all that.
High school. Man, I don't even think I still got my high school diploma.
Yeah.
You need some information before you go to your interview.
Yeah, I just thought about that. Damn, do I got my birth certificate? No, I don't got my birth certificate.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's hard when you come around this bitch, bro. Like, not hard, but like the resources that you need.
Me back home.
Yeah, be back
I
home.
don't got everything.
That plasma shit. That plasma shit on here. Like you donate.
Oh, I know people that did it, but
I
I
think
know
we coming in the job all the time with bands right now. They just from giving plasma and all that.
It's like you get 90 every time you go. That's what he was telling me. It's like 180 each week. You go twice a week.
That's a little extra income, right? Just
most definitely some extra income, but I'm not doing it.
I ain't too afraid of it. I ain't afraid of really ain't afraid of it at all. We got a tattoo.
about that. I just don't trust people no more.
That's your body. You don't know. You walk.
You
out
might
there,
go up and up,
walk out and faint.
you go in there, get some blood. You go to another doctor, find out you got AIDS.
Ooh, like nah, they do.
You know the government be doing some janky shit.
Nah, they after that one little kid like back in the 80s or 90s named Ryan White. Yeah, that was his name. He got AIDS from like, cause he had to do like dialysis, like he had kidney failure when he was little. The blood, and when you get dialysis, you had to do blood transfusion. I know he was little, but like the person who donated blood, he had AIDS, so the little kid got it.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Nah, you know what? He was a hemophiliac. That's what it is. It's like hemophiliacs is like they blood don't clot. So like when you like get a cut, like when you bleed, you don't stop bleeding. Like the kids, like you already see them kids outside. That's very rare to have. So like he decided to get like blood transfusions and all that, but like some of the blood transfusion to him was HIV blood.
I would have stopped bleeding. Go heat up a knife. Burn that mud. Burn that mud clothes.
Shit, you can't even, your bruises last for a while.
Oh yeah,
Hemophiliacs. That's like, you can't play no sport, you can't even play. You basically got to be homeschooled and just move carefully. And you get a paper cut, you might die. Because it's not going to stop bleeding.
Hey man, you just on the website? What o'clock?
Yeah.
And you say we had credit to cash, right? 2005.
I was not doing shit. I was making everybody else do shit around stuff. Y'all put back, y'all stock all the other stuff. Y'all make coffee, food.
You know what department y'all need? Or just
Everything.
yeah. Y'all hired like that. Y'all connected. Look, man, I heard y'all need people, right? So I ain't working with no self-out.
Hey,
They might just start you off with more.
I started about that. I'm gonna need 2 forms of identification.
You got your driver's license and I mean I get my driver's license and my school ID.
Yeah, that's all I can say. School.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh okay. Well, good.
2 forms I think. Get your social security card.
No. You want that bitch here. Mama.
I know mine by heart anyway.
The social? Yeah, it's supposed to.
Yeah.
They want to see that hoe though.
Like I have to keep mine on because if I make deposit at the bank, if I make a deposit over $10,000, the bank requires you to do like driver's license.
Well, it's just the
Job.
interview, right? So I ain't gonna need all that right now.
Nah.
I might.
They just shit. They hire you right there and then. Yeah, you gonna need all that. We better get this part by 9:40, about 10 today. I ain't tripping like this. I need to learn how to do all this part. First, need to quit tripping, just let Kawhi go.
Going to LA.
First, just need to let him go. And you let Kawhi go.
Oh, you might fuck around, son. Resign.
I don't even want to claim myself as a Lakers fan no more. Still bandwagon.
Yeah, we gonna take it back, man.
Little late show.
My squad, the Celtics, always been the Celtics, so I ain't tripping. Just now they coming up. It's good for me.
Watch everybody get a ring in 2 or 3 years. Nah, my squad nice.
Lakers was never going. Lakers the type of franchise. Lakers the type of franchise that was never going like stay down for long.
Not for too long. Yeah.
Just like
Market's
the
too big.
It like the Patriots, basically.
Patriots. I can't remember last time they were down. They ain't even AFC champions.
Last time we down was before Belichick came to the Patriots.
About 20 years ago.
Nah,
the last time they was down when Tom Brady missed that whole year.
Cause they won,
They still won 11 games, but they didn't make playoffs. The offense was cold that year.
but for the past damn near a decade, they've been winning that division. Well, then again, the division they in is sorry, they the only competition in that move.
Who they got? Nah, the Bills coming up.
I know y'all talking about the Patriots. I ain't.
But they've been winning that division for the past damn near 10 years. if I'm
The
not
Bills
mistaken.
gave us some competition sometimes. You got the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets. The Jets used to give us
I think it's the Titans. I think it's the Titans.
Nah, the Titans with the Texans, Colts, and Jaguars.
Okay.
The Titans low key, Titans and Texans, that's a good little match. That's a good little matchup. The Texans starting to come up there too.
I'm gonna hope NFL week. That shit bored.
Best team in the AFC.
But everybody's
They
trying
just
to
keep letting the Patriots go.
I mean,
Stop letting them go.
it's a balance.
I got the power to do it.
It's a balance. It's a good balance of power.
Why you think
it's like,
LeBron moved from Cleveland? Because you know people tired of seeing him with Cleveland. People tired of seeing him.
LeBron was with
That's why they moved LeBron. That's why they moved LeBron to the Lakers so he could stop him in the West.
LeBron gonna start acting too much.
Yeah, he got his own
Straight
little.
time too.
Yeah, he got his own little studio lot already down there.
For real?
What? He on his own.
Are you serious?
He on his own little studio lot down there. But LeBron about to become a billionaire. Like LA was a money move. It really wasn't even a basketball move like that. This is really a
It was
money
California-
move.
because
Magic
California
Johnson,
was
Magic
it.
Johnson a billionaire on the business stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Magic Johnson put him on game. Give him a.
He got Kobe out
Because
there.
California's really where he's at. Like,
everybody.
LA brought all his stuff.
You're king.
It's all his money.
That's
Jack, so
Yeah, California's really where he's at.
That's your king.
he gonna become a billionaire.
Nah, I really think it's really where it's at.
Who?
Texas.
Yeah.
I'm talking about as far as like movie wise, like trying to get out there.
Oh, you talking about like acting and stuff?
Acting wise, and Hollywood,
that's-
like if you really
Then you
want,
shoot a movie in Texas.
I say Texas is a good place to live as far as like living wise. A lot of athletes really want to get drafted by Texas teams because they pay more and the college
It's
leagues.
close to home. Most athletes get
Is it?
drafted from Texas anyway.
And there's something about the tax.
Yep.
Most athletes from the boot just saying
Most athletes in Texas.
Most of the greatest athletes from the state of Texas.
no.
When you think of high school,
I bet you Google it. I bet you more people from Louisiana got way more Super Bowls, championships than anybody from Texas.
Okay, well, what about when you think about high school football?
That's high school. When you go to college, you become shits.
Nah.
Yeah.
What was your
Yeah,
school?
yeah,
Texas school. Y'all best school at LSU.
Yeah.
LSU can.
And we got the most NFL starters on every roster.
I can believe it. Lately, yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
y'all got
Pat Pete, Tyron, Odell,
Nah, lately though,
Jarvis,
But y'all started
He
quarterback
been
from
running with starting athletes for probably 10 years now.
I know, especially they play about Odell now.
But y'all started quarterback from Texas. Yeah. The one
Yeah, we don't produce quarterbacks in Louisiana.
Yeah.
All our quarterbacks be athletes. They can play other positions.
Last time y'all had a good quarterback. Last time LSU had a good quarterback was Jamarcus Russell. That nigga was
That season,
They won a national
that
championship.
season was spectacular, bro.
They beat Ohio State. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga had
Ohio State
everybody.
had Troy Smith, that quarterback.
Boy, that nigga got that check,
But that boy,
and he said, "You know what, y'all?
that boy showed up to camp over 300 pounds.
What? He would eat." Damn, Jamarcus.
Jamal.
Man, yeah.
He be looking at his book.
The biggest bust.
Even some people just come from Louisiana. They was there or like you want to take the Manning brothers. You know what I'm saying? They only from Louisiana because their dad played for the Saints. They really originally Mississippi.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
We got legends, goddamn. You feel me?
Should stand up.
We got legends.
Texas got most players in the NFL regardless anyway.
It most don't come from
So
the
it's a legacy, bro.
Most of them from either East Texas or the DFW. Some of the best players in the league now.
Should be told, I'd rather take a player from the hood or the country versus coming from the suburb.
They hungry.
Yeah, like people, I noticed it just by playing for the so like cats who play for suburban school, they play mainly because they who their parents would. Cats who play like the country or like the hood, that's their way of
Stars
business.
kids that play, but they not even that good.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders kid.
They not
I mean,
going.
his son now in high school, he's straight, but his other
Yeah,
son,
the youngest one, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, to SMU.
he's not going to the league.
He was fast
He's
though.
not even starting at SMU. He ain't.
He barely got any points.
But that's like,
But
listen,
cats from the hood, like that's they music. They want that's their only way out. They use that. They gonna ball, and when they get to the league, it shows. Versus the cat from the suburb, you have a few potential. Like Kyler Murray, one of the best high school players. He's not finna. Truth be told, he really more of a baseball player.
Yeah, shit, he got drafted number 9 overall.
Yeah, cause he really understands play quarterback. Well, not in the well 5'11" is alright, but
He's not 5'11", bro. He like 5'8".
Yeah, I was
Like,
about
bro,
that.
they always gonna boost that like 2-3 inches. But same with Russell Wilson though. So
that's on
Russell Wilson he really revolutionized the game because he eliminated the fact that small quarterbacks can't get it done. So that Super Bowl.
And they got it done in his second year.
Yeah.
Well,
His
Drew-
first
Drew
3 years,
Brees
he was
like
in some type of
5'10".
championship
Yeah,
game.
Drew Brees short too. Well, Drew Brees, they still. I don't know why they
Russell Wilson, his first 3 years, he was in some type of championship game. He went to the Super Bowl his second year, won it.
Went to Super Bowl again the next year. He should have won that one.
It was, in my opinion, that's a bad. You can say it's a bad play call, and also,
Marshawn Lynch in his career, when they on the 1 yard line, he had the ball like 5 times and only scored once. The stats were in his favor in that situation anyway, no matter what people would say. So I mean, that's a good call because it's a play that got them in the end zone multiple times that game anyway.
Yeah.
So why not? But it was just like too repetitive at that time. Malcolm Butler just made a play that he'll never make again.
because he was in the right place at the right time. Because if you look at the play,
Nobody else make
dude was actually pretty wide open, but had
Ricardo Lucky, that dude he 6'3", 230.
because he scored a touchdown
Wow.
at the end of the half, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that was them 13.
Or 13.
Chris Madden. I don't know what he had the greatest Super Bowl movie. That nigga spaz in Super Bowl. I ain't hear about it since.
Who's that?
Nigga went
The
from
number
working.
13.
Nigga went from working to Foot Locker.
Oh, you talking ball?
Nah, Chris
I mean,
Matthews.
not ball.
And then went from working to Foot Locker to playing this.
Oh, he went to Detroit, I think.
You ain't heard of him since then.
Detroit shit.
Detroit gonna be straight just cause they got the Patriots defensive coordinator as a new head coach.
I'm really hoping Cleveland do too. I'm really hoping the Browns.
They got Jarvis, Josh Gordon, then you got Baker. I'll put Tyrod out there first.
I'm really hoping the
Then
Browns
you
do
got my
something
boy
like real talk.
Carlos Hyde in the back. And they defense coming up. They straight. You got Myles Garrett coming on. So,
Why did you have to choose Oxy? I still didn't get it. But I found the Nike was very easy. I was all the
You want
time
me to change one?
trying to get Oxy.
You want me to change
Yeah,
one?
man, do Target or something.
Huh?
Do Adidas.
Do something very good. Oxy. I tried and tried. Every time I get into something, I mean, what are they trying to hide their reports? Make it difficult to get.
you need to call
Dirty
the,
money.
You need to call the SEC on them, Dr. Ali.
Huh?
Call the SEC on them. Say they're hiding the reports.
So you chose Sonny? All right, let me see, Sonny, if I can get that faster.
My uncle, he the vice president of sales for like the Midwest division. The Sonic.
Sony.
Yeah.
Sony.
Oh, Sony. I think you said Sonic. I was like, you got their headquarters in OKC. Eight games.
Bro, y'all got
8 games.
homecoming and senior night in one night.
Wait, I got
You got homecoming and senior night at the same time.
8 games.
Because it had.
I know
yeah,
the field is
it's
home
on the
games.
game.
But they said Dr. Finley didn't want to pay the whole.
I told you what it started from.
People fail to realize that's why your money come in football.
All lower games, but every year have been.
Alright, we got 3 home
attacking
games.
game.
2 of them is at the Rose, and one of them is at
Chapel High School.
And just the thing
all
there,
Saints, something, I don't know.
we damn near sacrifice everything to be out there. And them boys,
That's why I don't play because
I
administration. It's a promise that they don't care about you.
But you gotta think, Even before I came here, when Coach Blackshear was here, my brother was here.
These six receivers in this
They
Like,
not good.
him and my dad talked on the phone for like an hour. He was like, man, I can't even build a team here, man. I can't even get who I want on scholarship. Like, the president, like, you know, the coaches don't even control the scholarship shit. Like, the president controls it.
Cause I found out back in the day the reason why TC was so good because like
What,
it was
1930?
17 shit.
07, nah, 07.
07. Because
He won conference.
they had 17 yeah.
That boy said 1930.
Wait,
I think that's when we won the national championship.
with that 3 and 4 shit, Ruffin been talking about?
Nah, that, bro.
They beat
07.
Alabama.
It was like 3 and 4, it was some regular you were talking
They beat
about.
Alabama.
2000, bro.
They beat Alabama, bro. They beat Alabama 9-0.
Alabama who? Alabama what?
The Alabama, like back
I don't
in the
believe
day.
it. I don't believe
Nah,
it.
that's before
I seen the ball.
That's before they let
Right.
black people into them schools. So, you know what I'm saying? That's before they let black people.
Bro, I've seen go into
You went
the
too far.
no, go into the archive room.
Yeah, we beat Alabama.
Go into the
That's
archive.
like in the 30s.
Who beat
so.
Alabama?
Texas College beat Alabama.
Bo used to run a swag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we won the
Here's what I
conference
should do.
swag.
Go into the
Like
library.
07, like,
Go into the
we was
library and
supposed
It's
ask.
a library. It's up now.
No, it's no. You can't pull up because they don't.
It's too old, bro. That ain't gonna be on the internet.
It's in the. I'm telling you, it's in the library.
What's
It's a
up?
ball. No,
Oh, no, we
they beat Alabama. The ball says Texas College 9, Alabama 0. It's on the football in the archive room. I swear to God.
What
And you can
year?
tell it's old because the damn ball is so freaking deflated and dust coming off of them. But yeah,
I'll
because
take pictures.
because
See how
back
many of these
you gotta
schools can do
understand.
this.
We want Bama.
Boy coming us
We want Bama.
with the fourth string.
42 nothing in the first quarter.
No, they'll come spank us with red shirts.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, freshman, they freshman class.
They're
Probably.
probably-
Eligible ass nigga. Yeah, well, back like TC used to have like 17 dudes on scholarships, so it's easy to win with 17 dudes on scholarships. Now, when they cut fund, like when they cut pocketed the scholarship money, that's when you only get like 4 people on the team with
We don't
scholarship.
give out scholarship money. We give out something called athletic aid.
What the hell is it?
Oh, that's the don't say Kozlowski something.
They be looking around.
Yeah, like it makes sense. I just
No.
Cause most can't cool with this shit. I'm just being real.
talking about that.
What the hell was y'all calling a run play on the fourth and 10?
Yeah, that's the Kozlowski.
I look.
Look, alright, look, here he goes look right now. This
How'd you feel about Coach Rivers?
Honestly, he's way
Texas College been
better
running
than
the swag from 1920 to 1961.
19 who?
1920, 1961. Hold on, wait. Let's see. Yeah, that was CSFL Conference Co-Champions in 2005 and 2006. Yeah, we were cold. And like, like an 03, the last SWAC football victory was against Prairie View in 2003 by a score of 21-10. You know what I'm saying?
I
You
remember.
lost that one?
Nah, we won.
Hey, I remember he was telling me that SFA beat TC 90-0.
Oh yeah, I heard that shit was on.
Even when Mitch was here his freshman year, they was playing
TSU.
TSU and Lamar and they was playing big schools.
See, bro, now we can't even get schools like that no more.
They was traveling. He was saying,
The division, y'all.
Like back home, back home don't even got a football program no more. They just cut that shit. And they was pay cut. And what's it called? They had Grambling on their schedule.
yeah, I think Texas College was
Wait,
swag.
come on.
Niggas gonna
Hey,
graduate.
Texas College be the shit back in the 30s football wise. There was a swag football
I know.
champions in
Back home,
34,
I'm finna be
35,
green.
36, 42, and 3-way champions with Wiley and Langston in 1944. It was cold. In the 30s, boy, that was
Leatherhead.
we ain't got to work.
We want Bama.
We want Bama.
Man,
Only they
if
play
y'all
down.
type this shit up, Coach Nick said gonna wipe his ass with that little.
Where were you going?
Probably when he read.
Okay.
Was that one easy?
Yes, a lot easier. Okay, my apology for this long paused period. Let me get the. Let me see if I can get the template that you should use. Okay, and then we're going to follow that template. Okay.
start checking your mail.
Huh?
You need to start checking your mail. You got over 801 messages.
Okay, a lot of it I don't read.
I see.
The first slide, okay, here's the first slide that you need to do, everyone. Okay, Principles of Accounting 2, Summer 2 2018 Ratio Analysis Project presented by, and you're going to put your name. And I will email this in a few minutes, I will forward it to you. Okay? So you put, and then on the second slide, introduction. You're going to identify your company. Say, my company is this and such, and why did you choose this company? So make sure you write thorough, good, solid paragraph about your company. Paragraph and a half, okay? And then we come to liquidity analysis. The first thing you're going to do is liquidity. You got to define liquidity. So let's go ahead and get started. What is liquidity? And I'm
Liquidness that your money can be processed into cash.
okay. I am okay. The book started with on page 671 profitability, but I'm going to go to page 673. And page liquidity is the ability of the business. That's the what you just said is the definition. But where y'all going? We're in the. The ability, here we're referring to the ability of the business to meet its short-term needs. Okay, we talk about the ability of the business to meet its short-term needs.
To pay
So, for example, payment of salaries, supplies, etc. Yeah.
to pay bills when they are due and to meet unexpected needs. for
Yes.
cash.
So the first ratio that I only picked 2 ratios that I want you to do. You got to do the current ratio. Okay, you got to define current ratio. Okay, it's current assets divided by current liabilities. So I want you guys to go on your statements now and find current ratio. Do your total current assets divided by your total current liabilities. And you're going to look at that balance sheet. Okay, you look at your balance sheet. Total current assets. Okay, where's your total current assets?
Okay, I see him.
Here's your current assets. Here's your total current assets. The balance sheet. Is that a balance sheet? Look at the title.
That's your total current assets.
Yes.
Okay.
Over your total
Total
liability.
current assets
Okay.
divided by your total current liabilities.
So this says minus
Yes.
36,545, and that's in millions. So
Here's
how
where's your
times that
total-
by millions?
Here, no, here's total current assets. Okay, pick a year. Pick a 2017. Write it down because you're gonna need it to fill up this data.
I was like, damn, I come to doing poo-poo.
You're gonna need it to fill up this data. Okay, total current assets divided by total current liabilities. You're gonna plug in the numbers. What did you get?
2016 or 17.
That doesn't make sense.
For Coca-Cola?
Yeah, absolutely. That ratio
Nah,
should
cause
be.
it's a.
Nah,
wait,
that's
wait.
Nah, I haven't divided the current liabilities. That this is my current total.
Ah,
current
okay.
assets.
Yeah,
this
that's
how my
fine.
current assets is.
See, that doesn't make sense.
Mine was 2.8.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, mine 2.8.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
2016 or 17.
Huh?
16 or 17.
2017. Where's your total current liabilities?
Now we do what now? We do.
I just times it by a million. This is a million.
On the other page.
So I multiply.
Here, total
Yeah.
current liabilities.
Do this over.
That number.
You
Yeah.
know, I want to make more money.
Your total current assets divided by your total current liabilities.
Okay.
Okay, what did you get? Fine. Write that down because you're gonna need this data to fill up these slides, guys. What is your total current liabilities?
Total current liability.
Oh crap, I'm still.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I got.
All right. Are you writing it down?
How you
And I wrote it down.
Why are you? Because you need it.
Alright.
Fill up this.
36,545,000,000. That's ridiculous.
Brother Ledbetter, are you writing down your information?
Nah, I don't.
Then how are you gonna fill up these?
I ain't got no material.
Write it down on that sheet
I don't
itself.
have any material.
On the sheet
I
itself.
don't write it down.
Even if that doesn't happen.
Right? Oh, damn, you got no
Yeah,
pencil
it's all
either?
bad. That's what I'm telling
When are you coming to class?
I don't know. Like bringing it in.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Ask, because you need that information.
I got you.
Okay.
Why mine come out? Oh, turn it aside.
Turn to the side, yeah.
Oh, let me take my screen lock off.
Did you, everyone found that?
You say you just divided?
Okay, find the
why
results.
mine? Come on, man.
You just divided.
Yeah,
Okay.
divide it and find the results.
Oh,
First,
my
write
phone
the
do that?
formula. First, you need to write the formula.
Oh, my phone will do that.
Okay, you need to write the formula first.
I don't know what's going on.
You talking about that
Oh,
CO?
my phone.
Yeah, as current ratio. Total current assets divided by total current liabilities. That's the ratio.
Zero.
Man, my stuff 36 billion in current assets and 27 billion in current liabilities.
Let me see what my.
Yeah, see, current assets divided by current liability.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's going on? Oh, total current assets, right?
Yes, total
Not
current.
total assets.
No, not
Okay.
total assets,
All right.
total current.
All
Yeah.
right, now where's my total current liabilities?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I see you right there.
You don't have to put the billions, just put the numbers, whatever you have here. You come up with the same results.
Oh, shit,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
good.
dang.
Yeah, you don't have to put the zeros.
I gotta start
You
with
just whatever numbers you have here, use those numbers.
I got 1.34.
See, now 1.34. That's, what do you think of that?
That's your
Everyone found it? First of all, let's make sure everyone wrote it down. Let's make sure everyone wrote it down.
okay. They total liabilities and equity equal to total
The
assets.
total
Making sure
current
they on the
assets
up and up.
is
Let me print out their reports and
Well,
file.
Man,
the
my
current
liabilities.
is
Oh,
16,061 divided by your total current liabilities. Current liabilities 5474.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Just divide it.
So what do I do? Where I
Total assets.
do I just write that whole
current
down?
assets.
Yeah, write the
divided by
whole
your
thing
current
down.
liabilities.
Okay, found the results
That's
now.
what you got.
Do the
Set
calculation.
five. That's it. That's your current
Do
ratio.
I do it times 100 or no?
That's it. That's it. That's your answer.
No. All right. Do you want us to round off?
Yes, you could do that if you want
Hold
to.
on, so after we divide, what is we do after we divide?
Would you
After we divide, let's
0.76?
hold on for a second.
Alright.
Write down your results.
Y'all got, it's
None of it
right,
makes sense.
program right.
Okay, good, very good.
What you get?
0.76.
Did you find yours yet?
Yeah, I guess.
Put it down, 2.9. Write it down.
Oh, it's high.
Yes, sir. Here is the rule. Listen to me. Here is the rule. It means for every, you're comparing your current liabilities with your current assets. Do you have enough current assets to cover your current liabilities? That's what it means. So if you have 93 cents, that means you don't have enough.
Oh God, I got 76
You don't have
cents.
enough.
Oh man, I picked the
Then
wrong
you're
color.
short. As long as it's positive, is a 1 and above, it's okay.
I'm good.
The higher the better.
You
Yes.
great. You good. You great.
That means for every dollar of current liability, you have almost $3 to match it.
Oh,
So that means you pay off your current dues
We on.
easily. Yeah.
So, yep.
So that's what it means. So,
What was it?
okay, let's go to the second ratio.
Oh, true.
Quick ratio. Let's do quick ratio. First, you're going to define it. Number 2, the current ratio is equal. Current assets minus inventory divided by current liabilities. So do that. Do your total current assets minus inventory. You already know what current assets are. Total current assets minus inventory divided by current liabilities, the same one that you already had. The only thing you minus inventory.
So total current assets minus.
Inventory. What is it? Do you have inventory? your business.
You're right there.
Yes, sir. So minus 8332. Then that means
And then divide that by
398. 398 minus
That's baby.
8332.
alright.
Divided by current liabilities, the same one that you already have.
Inventory. Nah, come on now.
Is it right?
Here's your inventory. Huh?
I do a line to it. Is that right? That's the type of
Yes, that's your inventory.
I got you.
Yes, sir. Brother Ledbetter, what is
Oh, I
your
see it.
inventory?
I'm looking for
Man,
it.
mine small inventories right here.
I mean,
Oh, let me find it. I'm looking for it.
Look at your current assets.
Inventory's more than
Right?
more than
No, no, yeah, that's investment. So
Man, I'm Wall Diggity. You Coca-Cola.
Yeah, we on
Yeah, it's
We
fine.
say y'all at my store.
The one you already
low.
found, which was
for the low.
total current assets,
I go to y'all for the wholesale.
this
Right.
Not selling to
Minus-
everybody retail.
minus,
Inventory?
yes, do the numbers. What is that?
That's what I got.
Okay, then divided by, that's,
I did all that.
mm-mm.
Let me try that again.
One more time.
Minus
My
inventory.
current
4,196,720. This one.
Yeah.
4,335,722 minus
Current
You
asset.
got 36.
640, 835
Billion.
48, 35.
divided by
Divided by.
total current assets. Sorry, total
Oh, yeah,
current
yeah, yeah.
liabilities.
Now I gotta start over, man.
Yeah, total current liabilities.
Divided by what?
Your total current liabilities.
722.
You already had current liabilities.
And you had minus inventory.
I'm not doing that no more after what he told me. See?
You already
35, 835 divided by
59,
You already see what is that current
Five.
liability?
minus
My bad.
2,
Yeah, you already had.
1.
You
Seven,
just
seven,
it's
eight.
the same thing except
Bro, stop
this
talking
one you
loud,
minus
bro.
inventory. Except this one, so it doesn't say this one minus inventory divided by this one.
Okay.
Equals divided by.
How much is your?
mine is split is nice.
Damn, mine's like 20.
Minus that, then divided by current liability.
I did divide my current.
No, but that's impossible. To come up with
Everybody
that.
numbers better than mine. About to
That's what I
switch.
keep coming up with.
About to switch myself.
Is that right?
No, this one
Let me
makes
see.
sense. The 2.0
Stop
that
putting
makes
millions
sense.
in there. Just do it.
No, he's not dividing. He's not. He's doing
I ain't
something wrong.
dividing. I ain't dividing.
Yeah,
You gotta do the current assets minus your inventory divided by the current
current
liability.
liabilities, yeah.
Mine 2.7.
Are you dividing by current liabilities? No, you're not. Because it makes no sense.
Five,
All right.
7,
5,355,722 minus
Mine 2.6.
640,835 equal.
Oh, equal.
Then divide that by.
Is he in the million?
Divide that by.
I already
He,
got 5.
he even did not open. He didn't even open the page for liability.
It's right here. What you talking about?
Yeah, divide by this one.
What?
What do you think? See? He didn't do the work. Okay. So, guys, let me ask you a question. Since you all found it, what's the difference between current ratio and a quick ratio?
The current ratio is higher because you're not taking away anything.
Inventory.
Because the inventory is really a part of your current, well,
Yeah, it's a
Right,
part of
current
why did we
assets.
take inventory out?
Why you subtract it or just?
Yeah, why are we subtracting inventory?
because we might have sold some of it.
Because if we want to be more accurate,
More accurate.
So
Cause
you
and
take out
because
what
the
you already
inventory that you have, maybe some inventory that's been sitting there for a long time and hasn't been sold, and it's only making your current assets big.
Right.
So take it off, then you'll be more accurate in your measurement. Okay? So that's why we
quick
took it
ratio
off.
is where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we doing
So, so only two ratios I want you on that. So now you know what your current ratio is and what your quick ratio is. You need to make a judgment about liquidity. Does your business have a good liquidity?
Yes.
Is it able to meet its short-term needs?
No.
So write your conclusion.
You want a full explanation? You just want a yes and yes or no?
No, elaborate, not just yes or no.
See, that's.
Just say.
I know they're doing good though.
Then write down in a good format. Write it down that this company has a good liquidity and is able to meet its short-term needs. Yeah. So write down. She says elaborate on overall liquidity in this company.
That's not me.
Elaborate on overall liquidity in this company. Yeah.
I got stuck. Now, what we doing? The writing? Like, we just saying, like.
Do they have a good liquidity?
Yeah, okay.
They write it down. Yes, and how?
No, my company does not have.
Liquidity means the ability of the business to meet its short-term needs. So, do they meet that thing?
Yeah, they do.
Then write it down.
Two. Me.
I don't know what to put though. Just put the numbers look
No,
good.
my company does. What is it? Yes or no?
It's a yes?
Yes, my company does have good liquidity to meet my short-term needs.
Yes, it's able to meet its short. It's very good. Yes,
As long,
it's able to pay off its immediate needs. Yeah.
so really, as long as it's above 2.5, it's able to pay its short.
Yeah, it's one and above.
Okay, cause
One and above.
mine at 2.7. So
Oh, yours is really good.
Can we move on? My company doing bad, and I'm blaming it on Coca-Cola company, Sony. I think we sell wrestling stuff at Walmart.
Now be
too.
careful. Now, Jim, maybe.
Oh no, that was a joke. I'm just we don't sell Nike. I know we don't sell Nike.
They may be going under some kind of construction or let's look at other things. Okay, now
you doing Walmart?
let's move to the next area.
You know everybody be selling from Walmart.
For real.
Profitability ratios now.
Yeah, they serious.
Profitability ratios, that's on page 671. Page 671. First, you need to define profitability on your slide. Define what it is. The ability of the business to generate revenue or profit. The ability of the business to generate.
Is this these are online?
I'm going to forward this to you guys. Yeah.
Alright.
Whoever wants it, I'll forward it to you.
Ability of the
Yeah,
business
do
generate
that.
revenue or
Yeah.
profit.
Huh?
You
Do
said
that. Do that. Send it to me.
Yeah, up to all of you in a minute. In a minute. So the
ability
define the ability of the business to generate revenue or profit. So how can you tell if this business has a good ability to make profit or is able to make a profit? By
profit
using
ratio.
profit margin ratio. Number one, profit margin ratio, which is equal to net income divided by net revenue. Net income divided by net revenue or sales. That's profit margin ratio. Net income divided by net revenue or sales. So, go ahead, look at your income statement. Income statement. I mean, you're looking at the balance sheet. All right. Where is your net income?
Before?
Here is your net income for 2017.
I got 4,000.
Okay. The first put the ratio first.
I think they already give me my
Net
answer
income
right here.
divided by your net revenue. Profit margin ratio is equal to net income. Write it down because you need to write it down on your slide. Divided by net revenue or sales.
How can you read it again?
It's right there.
Man, this ain't net income per share.
That's my Mine says net
Your
income from
net
continuing
income
operations.
divided by your net revenue
Interest
or
income,
sales. So,
operating
your net income is 127,561 divided by your net sales or revenue, which is
Or consolidated net income.
now find that out.
So like
Your net income. What is your net income? Let me see.
I got my interest income, my equity income, other income.
Income before
I gotta put y'all on this
tax,
also, bro.
consolidated net.
Oh,
Here it is.
Get some kind of equity.
For 2017,
Doing that business stuff.
14,293 divided by your net sales. For that one, go ahead and write
Oh,
it
so
down.
we're doing. I've been doing 2018.
That's fine. If you 2018, then do 2018. Yeah,
We got the 20
you've been doing that.
down here.
Your net income.
I don't know if this is good or bad. It
Is
looks
it the
better.
consolidated net income?
Yes, sir. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
2017 is 1283. 1283 divided by your net sales.
It's 30.
What
Well,
Your
net operating revenue.
operating
Net
revenue.
sales.
Yeah, that's it.
Hold on.
3514.
Hold on, which one are you doing?
3514.
Hold on.
This one. Net income
Net income divided
divided by
by
your net revenue or sales.
I use net sales, right?
.01.
Net sales, net revenue, same thing.
How did you?
So net income.
You gotta divide.
Net income. Look at the income statement. Where's your income statement?
32.
Oh, okay. Yes.
640.
That's not one
Your net income is here.
4,000. And then divide.
4240
0.04.
divided by your net sales revenue 34,350. All right.
This is what I came up with.
What did you come up
My
with?
net revenues is bigger than my net income. So.
That makes sense.
You know what I got right
That
here.
makes sense.
Okay, I just
What's yours?
0.02.
Okay. All right. Mhm.
Like my net revenue, my net revenue is way bigger than my net income.
That's fine, but that's how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep the 2.
Now the question is, go ahead and write it down.
Alright.
The question is,
I got 0.12
yeah, what does that mean?
for every.
That figure that you got.
For every
Every dollar.
is
Oh.
a cent made, I guess.
every
For,
dollar.
every dollar, we're comparing the money that goes to your pocket
Oh, okay.
out of your total sales.
So every dollar that we make, we keep like 4 cents. So
Yes.
That's how my.
Yes.
That's how much of
Every dollar you sell,
keep 4 cents.
every dollar you sell, 10 cents go to your pocket. What happened to other 90 cents?
You got it.
I mean,
It goes into the company.
Yeah, it goes to,
The company, like the
wait,
all the
wait,
expenses, like
yes, expenses
what was the
and costs.
question? What was your question?
The question is, what happened to the other 90 cents on the dollar?
goes to
10 cents go to your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the other 90 cents?
Goes to the company, right?
It goes to expenses and fees and costs, yeah.
Gotcha.
That means you have lots of expenses.
See, I
and-
use.
So
use the
mine was
rule.
0.40.
I use the rule.
That means for every dollar that you sell, only 4 cents go to your pocket.
15 and 5.
From every dollar of your sales, 4 cents go to your pocket.
So if each sale I get 4 cents. So, well, tell me that 4 cents adds up to.
In the future.
Mhm.
5 you put in your pocket.
So the question is, is this good or bad?
Good.
I mean,
Or for
it,
me?
it's good. 'Cause
For
that's-
all of you, all of you seems to be positive.
you probably at
It's
least you
good.
getting something. Like
It's
you gotta
good
think,
because I mean, the
like
change
every
adds
dollar,
up,
you know what I'm saying? So
See, it depends on your volume of
how many
sales.
sales Walmart made?
It depends on your volume of sales. So what is your volume of sales here? For example,
Oh, I got.
okay, Brother Grimm, for example, your sales are, add 6 zeros to that. Do on a calculator. Add 6 zeros to that. 495 761.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, 6.
I don't know why I did that.
Go back. Okay. You still need 3 more zeros. Alright. times, how many cents yours is?
2.
Times 0.02. See how many millions you're making in profit that goes to your pocket?
Yeah. Y'all do yours. Cause I know y'all sales ain't messing. I'm Walmart.
Okay,
I'm more rich than
you're
town.
giving-
You get 2
I'm
cents.
worldwide.
You're giving 1. He's giving 2 cents almost. 2 cents. So where's your sales?
I got to.
Your sales are.
I get 4 cents.
My sales dumber than
And this
his.
one sells right here?
I sell his stuff at my.
Yeah,
All you sell to mine is extra figures and
your net
playbills.
sales are.
And championship belts.
You don't
Okay,
play, you don't play the
put,
little plastic
6,
one, not the ones I can fit, but the ones the kids can
4,
fit.
43, 328, and add 6 zeros to that.
Add 6 zeros?
Yes.
1. Yeah, mine do the same thing.
All right, times 0.02. 2 cents. That's how much you get to your pocket.
Let me see.
So that's not bad.
Yeah, do mine.
Oh Lord.
How much you get your
I'm
money?
doing bad out here.
What's the steps?
See, it depends on the volume. It might look 2 cents or 3 cents, but it depends on the volume of the dollar
What's
sales.
the formula for that though? How do you
Well, that's your sales.
That's 2017.
Your sales times your ratio.
my sales?
Yeah.
My sales?
Yeah, alright, halfway over.
See,
Times.
what we're saying, I want you to understand it.
You multiply
Every
that
dollar
by
you
2,
sell,
still less.
For you, every dollar you sell, 10 cents go to your pocket.
Okay.
10 cents. So, how many dollar sales you have? How many sales dollars?
19,000. That's what we're looking at.
No,
Gross
the
sales?
first one.
34.
But that's got to add
Million,
6
boy.
zeros to that because that's in millions.
Okay.
That's in millions.
My company,
Times 0.10.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah. So that's how much you keep to your pocket of sales from your sales. So it might look small, 2-3 cents or 10 cents, but if you apply it to your sales, it come out to big amounts. Yeah. So it's not bad.
34?
See,
I got, yeah, I'm
It's
good. I ain't even tripping. Cause I'm an invest.
Okay, now let's do another ratio. Let's do another ratio. So that's profit margin ratio. Let's do, guys, return on assets ratio. Return on assets ratio. The second one. Under we are doing profitability. So the first one is profit margin. Second one is return on assets. The return on assets is equal to net income divided by total assets. Net income divided by total assets. So go ahead and do that. You should do that now on your own. Your net income divided by your total assets.
Current and long term.
Total assets, yeah. Both. Your net income, which you already have found,
That's
From
a lot.
2017, right?
huh?
2017.
Yes, sir.
And our total assets.
Divided by your total assets.
Our total assets, 87 billion.
Income statement?
Then your
It's gonna be on your
Net
back.
income.
It's gonna be on your balance sheet.
divided by your total assets.
Oh no, total assets. I'm tripping.
It's gonna be on your balance sheet.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Oh, right.
And find the number. Where's your total assets? Yes, sir. You got it. So find that number.
Maybe kind of.
Total assets, not current or long term, both of them together. Total.
0.0. This is what I got.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, your total assets here. It's not.
The net income?
Yeah, net income is income statement.
How do you look? How do you look?
That's your net
I'm
income
a .53 down.
divided by
Well, this how much?
total assets.
Did I do something wrong?
If you have your net income that you took from the last part we did, the top.
divided by your total asset.
The total, like, it's like a balance sheet. It's like the total
You got
asset.
your total asset?
Right.
Yeah, it's his total assets. Yeah,
I mean, does this make sense?
yeah, makes sense.
Not total.
What about this one right here?
Oh, yeah, I already got it. That's bottom.
Alright.
Brother Grimm is getting the hold of it now. Really good.
So 0.53 makes sense.
0.53. Yes, makes sense. 0.053.
Yeah, 0.053.
Yeah, it makes
Well, I'm about to
sense.
say that boy. That
Now, since you all found yours, since you all found it, what does that mean? You're comparing your net income with your sales. I'm sorry, with your total assets.
What you get, bro?
What does that mean?
It means for
Are your assets generating revenue?
yes,
That money that goes to your pocket, yeah.
yeah,
So every dollar of your assets is bringing you
a penny,
or put in your pockets.
a penny.
Is a penny yours? Is a penny?
I get a nickel.
So what so you said, what's this right here? The total? What's
Every dollar of your assets is bringing you. Ooh. It's even less than a cent. Multiply that by 100. Multiply that by 100.
you said multiply?
Multiply this by 100. 0.0072 times 100. That's about 7 cents. See, if you multiply by 100, you get 7 cents.
72 cents.
Yeah. 7, not 72. Oh, yes, that's 72. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, point, 2 zeros, 1, 2, 7, 2 times 100.
Yeah, because when I did it, I get 1.4.
That's not, yeah, yours is okay. Yours is not like, it's good, really good one, yeah. 18 cents. Every dollar from your assets is bringing you, put 18 cents in your pocket. This one is 7 cents, I'm assuming, yeah. Not 72 cents, 7 cents. Yeah, 7 cents.
Oh, 7.
Yeah. I don't think it's 7 cents. This one is even.
Just do it one
Less than, yeah, 7 cents. I would say 7 cents, yeah. Every dollar, yours is bringing, every dollar of your assets is bringing 18 cents.
So that means if I'm at 0.53, every dollar I make is bringing in.
Every dollar of your assets,
Every dollar of my assets bringing in 5 cents.
yes, bringing you 5 cents.
Mine
Yeah.
making me a penny.
Okay, so one more ratio, we're still under profitability. So we did profit margin, we did return on assets. Now we need to do return on equity. Return on equity. The return on equity is equal to all of that under slide number 4. In slide number 4, return on equity ratio is equal to net income divided by your total stockholders' equity. The same net income that you have, which is,
You say return of equity?
yes sir, total, this one
Okay, I
divided
got
by your total stockholders' equity.
my total equity 18.
Yeah, total, no, stockholders'
This
equity.
is right here.
Yes.
It's on your balance sheet.
No, that's your liability.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The total stockholders' equity. So here, the total
Oh, I
stockholders'
see.
equity.
Oh, total stockholders equity?
Yes, 12,407.
It's on your balance sheet. So you know how you
Your
make
net
the balance
income, the
sheet.
same one that you
Total
went through.
liability.
Yeah.
Divided by your total stockholders, that's number. Yeah.
See, but my shit say total Walmart shares holder equity. Oh,
Total?
total equity. I see it now.
Yeah. Did you get yours?
We around.
Your net income, the one you already know, divided by your.
The total 2017 was a down year for close.
Okay.
The Colombians.
Hold on, what page they told equity? 23rd.
Yeah.
That's your
Same way El Chapo.
total stockholders equity. You see that?
Get in touch with them.
And he kept breaking out of jail. That was called.
Got it right.
Yeah. Which one is it?
What was 0.13?
Not that. Yeah,
Two-
yeah,
two-
252
Okay.
959. Yeah.
No more L's for us.
Okay, so this one, guys, this one measures the money you contributed into the business. How much your equity, how much is bringing you income to your pocket.
7 cents on a dollar.
Every dollar you invested in the business, how much is bringing to you?
7
4
cents.
cents.
12 cents,
13.
12 cents on the dollar.
See, it turned out to be
You got what you got?
13.
I got 12. Ha ha. I'm right behind you. So you ain't that far to lead.
how much did you get? 34 cents.
Man, golly, I can't do nothing.
Considering your number is correct, that's the
Very close.
So, you tell me overall profitability in your business. Is your business able to generate profit? Yes, you tell me.
Yeah.
If the three ratios you did are good,
I mean, they over.
Then-
if they not in the negative, basically.
yeah, as long as they are not negative, they are good. Yeah,
How can I find out the total amount though? Like the exact amount?
that's fine.
How do I do that? Like just.
Just for just 0.34. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, you got be good there. So when we say elaborate on overall profitability, you make a judgment. You say the ability of my business to make profit or your company to make a profit is okay because those ratios are all positive and okay. Make a conclusion. Yeah.
We get money.
Okay, do you want me guys to forward this slide or you want me to finish it because we still have a couple of areas to finish?
What do you mean? Like,
How about tomorrow if I forward it to you tomorrow?
Alright.
I'll have it done tomorrow because
Yeah.
I still have 2 areas to be done.
And we could work. We just work on the last 2 in class tomorrow and finish
Yeah.
it off like that.
So we will finish the rest of the analysis tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And all that because of whose fault?
Goodrich.
What I do?
Yeah, because I'm a big company that has the Oxy one. That's the one that wasted the time.
Dirty money.
Yes, dirty money.
Yeah, you need to send an email to the SEC.
Dirty.
Huh?
Send an email to the SEC talking about Oxy not have public records of their saying.
No, they already have it. They have to send it to
I'm-
SEC. Yeah, they already have it. But somehow it's.
You got chapter 14? Like, can you get
Let me go get you chapter 14, guys, and 15.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, give me a couple of minutes. Let me stop broadcasting first.
Hey, I got you on 13.
This is bad for the group chat.